Hello everyone, hope you all are doing good. As you know that winter vacation has been extended due to severe cold, so the school has decided to provide you videos of your subject so that you can study at home as well. So here is your maths video. So I am your maths teacher Mahavish and I am going to explain you chapter 6. We are starting with chapter 6 congruency. The chapters that were left incomplete during the classes, that will be completed in the classes itself when the school will reopen. Right now we are going to start with this new chapter, chapter 6 congruency. So all of the first, let me introduce you with the concept of congruency and similarity as well. So if you can see in your book, I have taken this page from your book only. You can also open in your book. If you see these figures that are given in your book, see these triangles, they are having same shape. These circles, their shape is same. One is bigger, one is smaller. Similarly, these squares, their shape is same, but their size differs. So such figures are said to be similar, which have same shape. The figures having the same shape are said to be similar. But congruency, what figures are told to be congruent? The figures that have the same size and the same shape, means their shape is same as well as their size is also same. Such figures are known as congruent. If you see these two figures, this and this, you can see that their shape is same, but you can also notice that their size is also same. Means if you put one figure over the other, they will superimpose each other. Means it will completely hide the below one. Means they will exactly cover each other. So such figures which can cover each other exactly, or such figures which have same shape and same size, are known to be congruent. Now coming to next page, let's learn more about it. Now you have on the next page congruency of two line segments. Means two line, if the length of two line are same, means their measurement is same, then two lines will be known as congruent. And the symbol of congruency you can see here. As you will see here, you can see the symbol of congruency. Here it is the symbol of congruency, means you will make a equal to sign and a symbol like this you will make. This is the symbol of congruency. You have to write one line is congruent to other. Suppose one line, the name of one line is L and the name of other line is M. So if they are congruent, so you will write like this. This figure is known to be, this is the symbol of congruency. Now congruency of two angles. Similarly, if two angles have the same measurement, then these angles will be known as congruent angle. Here is the symbol of congruent angles. This is the symbol of congruent angles. Now congruency of two squares means if the sides of two square is exactly same, or if you put one square over other, it will completely cover the previous one, then those square will be known as congruent squares. Similar is the case with congruent circle. Similar is the case with congruent rectangles. Now exercise 6a. This you will do it yourself. All the concept I have made you clear. Exercise 6a belongs to the true false statement. Some statements will be given and they will be asking you to identify the true and the false statement. So you will find it out yourself. Question number 2 is the fill in the blanks. That also according to the explanation that I have given, according to that you are going to find out the answers. Now if you come to question number 3, match the congruent figures from the following. If you see these figures, you have to find out that figure, two figures, a pair of figures which will superimpose each other. Means if you put one over other, then it will completely cover. Like you can see this star and this star, they are congruent. Means if you put this on this, it will completely cover it. This figure and this figure is congruent. Likewise, you have to find out the pair of congruent figures. This is only this much work is there in 6A. You will have to complete it and note it down in your notebook. Do not note down the true false and the fill in the blanks in the notebook. Or you can do this complete 6A in book itself. No need to write down in copy. Now we are coming to 6B. In 6B you have the question based on the congruency of two triangles. So before we start solving it, let us first understand the criteria to solve, or the criteria that are necessary for the triangles to be congruent. So let's start. So if you see in your book, you will have it, conditions for the congruency of two triangles. So class, to understand the congruency of two triangles, you need to understand the following things. First, you need to understand that while we are doing congruency in triangles, we have to first understand that a triangle has 6 elements. There are 6 elements in a triangle. 3 are its sides and 3 are its angles. Total there are 6 elements. And for two triangles to be congruent, any 3 elements out of these 6, out of 3 sides and 3 angles, any 3 element, it can be 2 sides and 1 angle, it can be 2 angles and 1 side, it can be all the 3 sides, and it can be a right angle, hypotenuse and a side. Means these 3, you have to take 3 elements, but it cannot be like that you can take any 3. You have to take the 3 element in the following sequence. If you have any 3 element in any of the following sequence equal, then two triangles will be called as congruent. As you can see in your book as well, the first criteria for two triangles to be congruent is SAS. SAS congruency. Second criteria, SAS means one side, then one angle, then again one side. If you look at this picture carefully, these two triangles, if you look at these carefully, you will find out that this side of this triangle is equal to this side. So first you are having a side, then this angle is equal to this angle. Second you are having one angle, side, angle, and then again one side. This side BC is equal to this side EF. Means these 3 elements in a sequence SAS are equal. So these triangles will be called as congruent triangles. And on what criteria? Criteria will be SAS. While writing it, you also have to take care of the thing that you are writing the same sequence. Means if it is starting from A, then it is coming to B, A, B. Then in this triangle also you have to start from D, then you have to come to E, A, B, then the angle is B, then here angle is C. Then after B it is going BC is equal. Then you here also after angle E, which line is equal? BC is equal to EF. So you have to carry this sequence. Means while you will write it, then you have to write it in the same sequence. So in this congruency you will write down triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. As you can also see here, it is already written here that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And this is the symbol of congruency I already told you. Now our second criteria is angle side angle, means ASA congruency. So in this, as the name suggests, first you have to take one angle equal to the other equal to one angle of the other triangle, then one side of first triangle equal to the side of other triangle, then one angle of the first triangle equal to the angle of the second triangle. As you can also see here, if you see it carefully, angle B is equal to angle E. The symbol is showing it. Then after angle B, just after B there is a side BC which is equal to just after angle E side EF. Means BC is equal to EF. And how you are finding it equal? Because they have the same sign, this sign and this sign. Then after the side BC, the angle C is equal to angle F. Means the three elements are equal in a proper sequence, and the sequence is ASA, angle side angle. So these two triangles will also be called congruent, and the criteria will be ASA. So we will write it that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, and by the criteria ASA. Now coming to the third one, that is side side side, SSS condition of congruency. Means if the three sides of first angle is equal to the three sides of second, if the three sides of first triangle is equal to the three sides of second triangle in a sequence, then these two triangles will be called congruent by the criteria SSS. As we will see here, it is properly shown that the side AB is equal to side DE, side BC is equal to side DF, and side AC is equal to side BC is equal to side EF, and side AC is equal to side DF. Means these two triangles are also congruent and using the criteria SSS. Now coming to the fourth type of congruent triangles, that is RHS. R stands for right angle, H stands for hypotenuse, and S stands for side. And this criteria is only followed in a right angle triangle. Means the two triangles that you are proving congruent, both should be right angle. Means one right angle they should have, as you can see here. One right angle is compulsory to be there, and hypotenuse is compulsory to be equal. Means if one right angle is equal and base is equal and perpendicular is equal, then you will not use RHS congruency. One right angle you want, one hypotenuse equal you want, and one side you can take any from the base or the perpendicular. Then if triangles are if three elements are equal in such a way, then these two triangles will be called congruent by the criteria RHS. Now if you will look to the exercise following it, means exercise 6b, question number 1, we have to pair the congruent triangles and mention the condition for congruency. So the triangles are given by the parts, means first one is triangle A, second is B, third is C, and so on. So you have to find out which part of triangle is congruent to A. As we can see, triangle A has one side as 7 cm, second as 8, and third one as 10 cm. So we have to find out if there is any triangle whose one side is 7, second is 8, and third is 10. Yes, we can find out. Here it is. Which one? G part. So in this, one side is 7, second is 8, and third is 10. So we can say that triangle A is congruent to triangle G. So in the similar way, you have to pair it out. And in the same way, you are going to do question number 2. Here also you are given pairs of triangle. In the first question, each part carry one triangle, but in second question, one part is having a pair of triangle, and you have to tell whether these triangle are congruent, and if they are congruent, you have to mention the condition for it. In first question also you have to mention the condition. Suppose we did in first question that part A was congruent to part G, and because their sides are equal, all the three sides, so the condition will be SSS. Now if you see at question number 2, first part if we will see, then we will find it out that, and you have to tell whether this pair is congruent, and if it is congruent, then what is the criteria. Criteria you will also write in the first one also. So if we see in the second question, first part, AB is 8 centimeter, and here which one is 8? DE is 8. Then after that AB comes BC is 9, and here after DE comes EF is 9, and after 9 BC is 9, then comes CA 7 centimeter, and here comes FD 7 centimeter. So these triangles are congruent, no doubt they are congruent by SSS congruency. But how do we write them? We will write them like this. You will write it like triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Now you have to write sequence very carefully. While you were looking at AB was 8, so find out in DEF which one is 8. 8 here is DE. So where AB is coming, then it will come DE, because AB and DE are equal. Then after that, how much is BC? BC is 9. Then here which one is 9? EF is 9. So after DE will come EF. So this is the way to write them in the sequence. So students, in the same way you are going to solve these questions and write the answers. And this exercise you have to write in your notebook with proper figures, and figure has to be made using pencil and scale only. And further problems that we will be solving in the next video, or in our next class you can say. So till then, try doing it. See you in the next class. Take care.